Today we're going to look at a rare Honda Accord. That doesn't even sound right, does it? A Honda Accord, there's billions on the road, it's rare? This one is. Let's take a look. Let's get started. This Honda Accord, which millions of us have heard of a Honda Accord, it's not rare. This one is extremely rare. It was never sold in the United States. It wasn't even offered. And that's actually caused some problems we're going to show you today when we're trying to repair it. This is a 1990 Honda Accord 2.2i. So what's so rare about that, Car Wizard? Easy. It has four-wheel steering, just like a Honda Prelude did in these years. And the steering wheel, as you can see through the window here, is on the right-hand side. And there's a lot of things as we were taking this apart that don't even match up to your average Honda Accord. As I mentioned here at the beginning of the video, you could not have bought one of these in the United States. These are sold over in Japan. Now that they're old enough, they can be imported in as long as they meet certain requirements and as far as age as well. That being a 1990, it's definitely met the age requirement. Let's go ahead and take a look around this thing. It doesn't look so much different than a Honda Accord, but it has so many different things. So here we have the back of this Honda Accord. You can see it's got some scratches on it.
Wizard, this isn't the right car. This is the 92 Accord that we've had in the shop for a little while.
Haha, and you guys couldn't even tell, could you? That's what's so strange about the situation of the 90 Accord we're looking at, we're going to show you today. It really doesn't look different. If you told someone this was never sold in America, they would say, "You're a liar, dude. It's just a Honda Accord." But it's completely different. We'll do another video on this possibly later. We'll see how it comes out. But let's head on over to the actual one we're filming today. Now we're at the one we're filming today. It is jacked up a little bit because we're going to show you some things that are different on it today. It does have a spoiler, but the taillights look the same. It looks like any other Honda Accord except for we see 2.2i four-wheel steering. This one has quite a lot of miles on it, and it's not in perfect shape, but it's still a really cool car. Let's go ahead and take a look around the rest. So it would normally look decent with 93,000 miles on it, except for we see something scraped along the entire side of the car, and it's even worse as we go forward towards the front right wheel arch. Unfortunately, something was scraped pretty hard there. Other than that, and some minor paint fading, I mean, it's in decent condition. It's definitely something you can drive. Here's the front of this Honda Accord. I guess you would call it JDM because it was not sold here in America. There might be some minor differences on the front, but we don't have the scrapes on the other side as we do on the driver's side, which I know it looks like we're looking at the driver's side, but that's the passenger side on this vehicle. And now you can see why it's jacked up. We actually have a jack holding up, so I can show you some things that we found. Let's go ahead and hop under the hood. We'll get this hood open here for us. I really love this car, but being that this is the season of love, I have found something else I really love. The love of sound. I found the perfect pair, Raycon's Everyday Earbuds, the sponsor of today's video. These earbuds are great whether I'm at the gym, the shop, or traveling. They have a 32-hour battery, multi-point connectivity, and I have active noise cancellation. I love that feature the most. It makes flights so much more peaceful when I can block out all the other loud passengers. These Raycon earbuds are very comfortable every day. They come with several gel tips to ensure they fit properly in your ear and won't fall out or give you annoying earaches. What makes these great earbuds even better is they are half the cost of other premium brands. Plus, you can get them in vibrant colors, and my favorite is blue, and they have protective cases. I choose the water design to match my earbuds and to remind me of a warm summer beach during these cold winter days. These cases not only keep the earbuds safe, but allow for wireless charging. I get 90 minutes of battery in just 10 minutes of charging. Go to buyraycon.com/carwizard and get up to 20% off site-wide. That's right, you'll get up to 20% off everything on Raycon's website, including 20% off all headphones too, when you go to buyraycon.com/carwizard. These are such great earbuds. I'm going to get Mrs. Wizard a pair for all the editing she does for us. Now back to this strange Accord. Now everything under the hood here looks pretty much identical to the 92 I just showed you, except for one major huge difference. The 92 has a vacuum brake booster. This one has anti-lock brakes. It does not have a vacuum brake booster. It has a very complex anti-lock brake system. I would hate if that went bad and try to find another one. That would not be fun. Everything else is very similar, or pretty much the same. One thing we did find, and we let the customer know about, is this engine mount right here is torn pretty bad. And when you drive it and rock back and forth, it really moves a lot more than it should. We'll see if they want to get that fixed or not. But everything else is pretty much the same. Let's go ahead and hop into the interior and let Mrs. Wizard show you around from the right-hand side of the car.
This interior review is going to be so awesome. The exterior had a few rough spots, but this interior is looking nice. You can see 93,700 and almost 1 miles. By the time it rolls out of the shop, it'll be there. But look at that. Look at that gauge cluster. Isn't it just amazingly beautiful? As we move up, everything's in really good shape. I don't see any cracks. I don't see anything going on. Nothing. I mean, the only thing we have is a shadow there, and that's because there's a sticker up there. That's why that's discolored. That's the reason. We do have a glove box and where our normal steering wheel would be. And look at that. There is the original owner's manual. I wonder if it's written in Japanese. No, it's in English. But has a code for the radio, which those can always be such a hassle if you don't have those right codes. It locks you out for all eternity. So it's looking good. Everything is in good shape. Looks like the clasp is missing. So there you go. There's your one thing that's going wrong so far with the car. As we move to the center section, you'll see that everything is in really amazing condition. Nothing scratched off. Imagine how many cars from the 90s have, someone touches with their fingernail over years and years and years of pressing on a button, it just scratches away. It does have the original Honda radio in there, and it has a nice little hidey hole there as well. So we move down, ashtray, and they have added looks like they've done a Bluetooth adapter for the radio, which I can appreciate that. We get to our gear selector, which is a automatic car, but it does have a fun little option there, sport mode. Not so sure what all that does, but at least it could make the car with a little more pep to it. As we look at our seats, they are cloth seats, and which would have been very common during the 90s, but also the Japanese really like cloth seats. We have seen that in other cars that have come from the Japanese market. The only thing I noticed is there's got a little bit of a stain there, and there's a dead fly. But other than the dead fly, again, that's easily removed. The door card is in really good shape. It's got gray, and a little more gray, and some more gray in different shades. So I guess we've got, 4 or 5 shades of gray there? Back seat is in really good condition. They must not have had kids in this car when they were driving those 93,000 miles. Not so sure why the battery is back there, but I guess the Wizard might be explaining that. But it is an interesting location to store one. Headliner, all in really good shape. There's no marks. It's not falling down or anything like that. And they've got their black ice air freshener. Smells lovely in here. Steering wheel, everything is in good shape as well. Got 3 options. We've got a horn, we've got the ability to accelerate, or we've got to decelerate, or set and resume as well. But that's not that many options on a steering wheel we're used to today. So loving this interior. Let's see what's going on with this thing.
So the complaint was something to do with the wheel bearing, something in the back, which we're going to show you here in a minute. But while we checked it over, while it was here, we found that the oil pan was leaking pretty bad. It was getting all over the exhaust. You can see all the buildup and gunk. We cleaned it off and put oil trace powder, and then you can see it's starting to seep again. The oil pan gasket itself needs to be replaced. We actually have a new one here ready to go on, but hopefully we don't have any issues. There's a lot of kind of rust here. You can also see this is broken. Shouldn't be too big of a problem though. We have our steering rack right here. It's a standard steering rack. Take a look over here. It's got nice thick brake pads. Looks like it's had a control arm put on sometime in the past. Nothing serious going on, no blown struts, so everything looks okay there. Again, looks like a control arm. Sway bar bushings were put on. Brake pads are really thick. CV boots are good. No issues going on here. You can see our exhaust is a little rusty crusty. It's still intact. It's not rusted through or anything. It's kind of got surface rust on it. The floor pans are in good shape. They're not rusted out. That's very fortunate. But as we get to the back, we do see, like here, the rust is starting to get to the exhaust on that hanger. It's actually got a hole there. Now I'm going to show you something that most of you probably have never seen on a car in your life, and that is a steering rack in the back. Let's take a look. You guys ready? Here we go. Here's our little baby steering rack. It doesn't move as much as the front, but it just kind of accentuates when they turn a certain direction. These turn in opposite direction, just a little bit. But it has rear steering in the back. Everything's looking okay here as far as the struts and things, a little rusty and crusty, but we're going to take this wheel off here in a minute and show you some issues we had. Over here the brakes are very thin, which you'll see here in a minute. On both sides they are. But no blown struts, luckily. The customer put on their paperwork that the rear wheel bearings are bad. Go ahead and get me a quote for those. I need to get those replaced. They're very noisy. Let's get this thing on the ground and find out how it had nothing to even do with those. So we went through a lot of trouble actually sourcing wheel bearings. Like I said, this was not offered in the United States or the North American market. So when you go to your favorite parts store and say, I have a 1990 Honda Accord 2.2i with four-wheel steering, you can literally hear the crickets making their chirp, chirp, chirp. They're just like, I don't even see this in my computer. It's because it never was even sold here. They're in nobody's computer here in America. I'll go ahead and take this wheel off and show you some differences. We tried 4 or 5 different wheel hubs and bearings and only came up with something really odd. Let's take a look. So here's our rear wheel bearing hub assembly. And we went through 4 or 5 different ones. We tried a Prelude, we tried an Accord, we tried a Civic, we tried different ones because this is where you can get into trouble. When a customer says, this or that is bad on my car, go ahead and quote it. Go ahead and do it. You have to be really careful as a shop owner about doing that. We spent a lot of time going on the word of this customer, which they didn't know, they didn't understand. It's not their fault, but we wasted a lot of time looking at wheel bearings. Let's take a look here. This is off of a 1990 Honda Accord. And we actually had this one off. And it's identical almost in every way. But look how big around this is compared to how little this one is. Let me get the brake rotor and show you. This will not even fit all the way seated into the rotor. It hits on the edges out here. It's barely, it's not even sticking out. Look, the centric ring is not even poking through. It's completely wrong. We tried several different wheel bearing hubs through a parts supply. They actually tried to work with us. They said, try this one, try that one, try that. None of them would work. And finally, I went to Junior Mint, who's doing the work, and I said, before we go any deeper and I start scouring through the internet trying to find these, are they truly even really bad? The answer is no. They're very good bearings. Listen. They're happy. We put both wheels on and spun them, listening for noises. There's no play. It's quiet as a mouse. The bearings are beautiful. We didn't even need to go here. So that's our fault. We lose the time on that. And no, I'm not charging the customer. That was our fault. We took it for granted that yes, it needs bearings. They said it needs bearings. It doesn't. I'll show you what was really wrong with this car. So here's the noise they really were hearing. Whenever they would hit the brakes, it sounded like a wheel bearing, like. This person just bought this car, and the person previous to this person said it needs rear wheel bearings. So it's kind of a loop of people saying it needs rear wheel bearings, and it never did in the first place. Look at the pad material on this, guys. Just this little dot was left over. Nothing. They were running on metal. What's astonishing is we caught it just in time. The rotor is not severely damaged. We can resurface it on our brake rotor machine here from BenPack and take care of any of those rough spots and make it smooth again. But then we played the game again. These pads, are they the right ones? Are we going to get, you can't look this up based on a 1990 Honda Accord because this car doesn't even exist in North America. But we found some that work. They're for a different model year. And it's a certain engine package, and we found them. And here we have it. Identical match. Our parts guy was able to, he brought us 6 different sets of pads, and we went through all of them, and we found one that matched. It was not even the right year, but they finally match. It's exactly the same. So we will be able to solve that wheel bearing noise, and it wasn't even a wheel bearing to begin with. It was metal to metal brakes in the back. I'm glad, because I don't even know where the heck I would get the wheel bearing. You guys let me know in the comment section, where would you find a correct wheel hub for this? Maybe there's some website somewhere. Luckily, I don't even need to look for one because these are still fine, they're happy. But I don't even know where I would get one. So we'll do the rear brakes on this, and it will solve the noise. We'll take care of the oil leak in the front and take care of that. But man, I wonder, especially if you got into the analog brake system on this, you're not going to find those parts in North America at all. So I'll leave this where it's at so Junior can finish it up. I'll be returning these hubs. We never even installed them or even used them, so they can go back. I believe these come off of a 1990 Accord, and they almost worked, but they just won't fit in the rotor. I'm really not interested in machining or doing something strange and it not work out right. So definitely wanted to do a video for you guys. As a shop owner, you can get a phone call and someone says, do you work on Honda Accords? Can you get parts for them? Well, yeah, of course we can. It's a Honda Accord. Only to find out it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Absolutely not. We probably can't get parts for it. And it's a Honda Accord. Now, you guys, like I said, will let us know in the comment section where I might find the correct hubs for this, if they ever do go out. And I could probably find it if I spend a lot of time digging, but as I showed you, I don't need to now, so it's kind of a waste of time. But it's a really cool car, 4-wheel steering Honda Accord. Definitely seen that here on the Car Wizard channel. It's really a really cool car. I really like it. If you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to work on this 4-wheel steering Accord or any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut if you purchase anything. We really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button here because we have so many more cool videos to come. Thanks for watching.